Morning, everybody. It is I, Barb, and it's a snowy Saturday. I think we just keep having these. Anyway, today we're going to look at Module 4. But before we look at Module 4, I want to just going to be pretty vague with the conversation. The discussion is going great, but I think rather than doing like individual feedback, and I may still do occasionally like point something out, but I just wanted to sort of do an overview because with the two different classes, there I love how like a lot of the most important threads come through in both of them, which is great, which means that you're picking up on everything. But there are also some really interesting sort of side things. So I just want to make sure that you know, what the other group is up to. So, um, I love the focus on organization. One of the groups really looked at that. There was some frustration about sharing emails, which I think I put something in the introduction about like you can make a fake Gmail account and just use that for this course and then never have to deal with it again. But it also brought up concerns about student data privacy, which both groups tended to weigh in on, which I really liked. And somebody wrote, phooey, and now. Oh, Student Data Privacy Consortium, which I had not heard of, but it's a group that apparently works on making sure that these issues are, addressed in education. So that's something that you have an interest in, or that, I mean, it's gonna, it involves all of our students. So that might be something to look into. Um, I loved in one of the groups, there was some confusion about the RSS reader not being able to understand it. And I was like, should I jump in? Just going to wait a minute. And then it was resolved. Somebody explained it. I love that about the discussion and how that works. Then, oh, somebody was talking about using tech to expand community, like to go into the community. And that is a really important thing that we're going to look at in more depth in Module 7 too. So I'm glad that came up. Lots of Canva tools. Somebody, in one of the groups was using Canva to make fresh new book covers for like old classics, which I thought was such a fun idea. And might just steal that as a programming idea. That was really cool. Um, then somebody else mentioned remote learning, introduced how some of these tools are pretty basic, and then immediately went and said, of course, not for everyone. Like, and that's exactly sort of the theme of the discussion is that some people have been here, for a while. And for you, when you're in your exploration, I expect you to go off to the weird places. But for some people, you need to get that baseline. And I love that you are all managing to like appreciate each other's perspective on that. Let's see, student data privacy. Oh, one thing that made me laugh out loud, someone said, I often ignore anything new for fear of having to figure something out. Oh my God, I feel seen right now. I don't know if any of you are involved in MCAS in your school, but I'm the MCAS coordinator in my building, and they've just changed up the new system, like the whole digital system. And I'm like, I just need to stop doing this. All right, love that. And um, oh, good Lord. Oh, somebody brought up how in their district they're working on a digital literacy curriculum that's being worked on by the district librarians and the district learning specialists together, which I love that collaboration. And I'm also super jealous of your district that has both of those things, district digital learning specialists and librarians. Very nice. Then somebody else, another thing that cracked me up was they were talking about the 350 plus amazing tools, and they were like, coming into this, I was thinking there is no way all of these are amazing. Yes. I think that the AASL best tools for teaching and learning was probably the most popular of the sites for going to see that, and I'm glad that there was an appreciation for that. I'm going to I just booked my hotel and bought my registration for AASL in October, which is I only get to I only get to go because MSLA pays for it for me, but I may just start saving up for it. I love it so much. Um, Oh, somebody recommended Storygraph, which I shared with the ninth grade teachers in my building immediately. That's great. And that's going on the list for next year. So thank you for highlighting that one. And then there were some concerns that came up throughout screen time, ethical use of resources, moderating. Oh, somebody was talking about their makerspace and using Padlet as a way to train for makerspace. And the need for moderating comments. Moderating comments is always a good idea. I have found, at least with teenagers. But anyway, oh, and then somebody name checked Crash Course, which I was very excited about because it leads us into Module 4. And here we are. Just a couple things I want to say about Module 4 before those of you who want to take off and just read it yourself, go off and read it yourself. There are not a ton. There's only like the four things here that I'm going to show you, but there's also a lot here. There are other tools and apps that you can use. And there are also some lists that I just have pulled that have come through. A lot of it is School Library Journal. Oh, yeah, School Library Journal podcast lists, which are really good. So, because we're going to be looking at multimedia. We're looking at essentially videos and podcasts. There's a little bit about music there that I just put in because I like music. But so what you're going to need to do is choose a topic in the state standards. I thought I said you didn't have to specifically use the standards. Choose a topic in grade level. Oh, okay. I said you don't have to be that specific. I will say going forward, we're going to be using the standards a lot when we're creating content, or at least when we're doing like a major production. You have to have the standards in there. So if you're not familiar with them and you want to take a look around as you're doing this, it's only going to help you. So I'm going to say that's not a requirement that you have the standard that you're using, but you know, it's a good way to sort of narrow your focus if you're not sure what you want to do. So you're going to go in there and you're going to find 5 videos and 3 podcasts. Do not put 5 crash course videos, even though they're the best videos. Like we know they're awesome. Find something else. So 5 different, like don't use 2 videos in the same series. And then 3 podcasts. And you might need to, especially I think with littles, this is a lot harder if you're doing for elementary for sure, but you can break it down so that maybe they're not all on the same topic, or you can make a more general topic. Um, and then the annotation is, so I think I put it down here. Who made it? What content does it cover, and why do you think it would be useful? It's pretty simple. Put live links as well. You can just, if you use a Google Doc, that just live link you right there. So that I can go, because I often find myself, the grading for this assignment is a lot because I keep going down the rabbit hole because everybody finds such interesting stuff. So you're going to do that. And then the second thing is you're going to create a piece of media. Don't lose your mind. It does not have to be perfect at all. It's really about the act of creating it, using the tool to create it. You don't have to polish it. You're not getting graded on how great it looks. You're getting graded on the fact that you can do it. So also, if you're somebody who has been, making TikToks for ages, or if you're somebody who, has a vlog, whatever, just put a link in your blog. That's fine. I just want to, if you can embed something, that's great because it just looks nicer, but a link is fine too. I really just want to know that you have created media in your life. So because that's a skill that you need to have, and you don't have to spend a ton of time on it. And then also getting it up to the blog, embedding in it, making sure that, that you can make sure that people have access to it. So there are some tips about that. And all right, that's it as far as what you need to do. But the other thing, oh, except for this is the survey, the Module 4 survey. This is really to help me when I set up your partners for the last part of the course, but also it helps me see where everybody is, sort of. Put your blog link here, because that way I used to foolishly just make a list of everybody's blog link and extract it and make a spreadsheet. Why would I spend that much time when I can just have you put your link right there? So put that in there. And then I want to know if you're working in a school, what your grade level is. Then we're looking at OPACs, which don't even worry. If you don't know what an OPAC is, don't worry. You're going to learn by the end of the course. And then I'm also curious about the MSLA conference, which I mentioned at the beginning of the course. But I really hope you already registered for it, because early bird registration ended yesterday. I'm so sorry. It's just the way it laid out, but still, it's still a lot of bang for your buck. So if you can go, if you can't go, I just want to know who's going to be there. We should plan a meetup of some kind. And then if you're not going to the conference, you're going to need to do a choose your own adventure for that week. So this helps me because I'm like, going crazy with the conference going on, so I don't have time to I don't have time to moderate this for you. But also, everybody has their own interests, the things that came up before, student privacy, digital literacy, AI, ethics, anything like that that you want to take a deep dive into and then bring it back for the class to look at. Then, if you want to meet with me and talk about this, I am happy to do that. If you want to just set up a Zoom call, let me have a vague idea of your, availability. We can do that. And then, even if you're not, even if you're going to MSLA and you don't have to do this choose your own adventure thing, if you can think of some things that you'd like to know about that you would be pleased if a classmate was interested in, put that there. And then group work, I have questions. You're gonna have to do some group work, but you don't have to do all group work. Modules 8 and 10 are optional for group work, but if you want to, you can partner up, and I'm happy to partner you. But if you have somebody that you've worked with before, or just somebody who you like the cut of their jib and you want to work with them, that's fine too. Just both of you put the other person's name here so I know that you have actually decided on this yourself and you can make that work. And then that's it. Okay, sorry. You probably could have figured out those questions, but just a little nervous. Okay. Now those of you who are tired of hearing my voice can leave. Everyone exits. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about these resources because those of you who are left, because I really like them. They're some of my favorites. So this one actually is just it's a TikTok. It's about librarians who are making TikToks. It's God, was 2020 really 5 years ago? Man, January's lasted 9 months. But it's an interesting look, and apparently it's still happening. So we'll see. This one, it's so those of you who don't know about Buffy, I don't know if I can accurately describe, but this is the way. So she fights vampires because she lives on a Hellmouth. She's in high school, and her watcher, the guy who's like her assistant, is the school librarian, Rupert Giles, the hottest librarian to ever walk the earth. Anyway, so this guy, Jonathan McIntosh, made a video where he spliced in the Twilight movies and Buffy, and it's right here if you want to see it. There's also a link to it. And it's just, it's a 6-minute video, but it's cute. It's Edward basically stalking Buffy, and it says a lot about, a lot of things. Anyway, but Lionsgate, the Twilight, uh, group took it down. Why? Was it okay? Is it fair use? It's just an interesting thing to discuss, and we always have some good conversations about that. It is not required, but it's fun. And then Video Ant. I don't know if you watched the video the first week, but Your Life Work, the librarian. But Video Ant is from University of Minnesota, and it allows you to annotate videos. And not only can you annotate it, but you can set it up with questions and have your students put things in here. So you are welcome to add to this. This has been, I don't even know if I have the date on here. It's been going for a while. A bunch of different classes have been through this, but it's fun to look at and it shows you how a really cool tool works. All right. Now I am finished. So I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to say goodbye for the week. If you have any specific questions, there's the help discussion, or you can reach out to me via email. And I mean, I got no complaints. You guys are doing great. So keep up the good work. All right. Happy February. Bye.